So, if you clicked on this video, you probably know what the Word of Faith or prosperity gospel movement is. And love it or hate it, you probably know about the hate that's surrounding it.
But why is there so much hate surrounding it when God tells us He wants us to prosper? Let's find out.
It's true there are some bad apples in the Word of Faith movement, but that's not exclusive to the Word of Faith. It's happened in every Christian movement, even in Paul's day. Some Word of Faith ministers tend to say some things that are out of line or just completely take it out of context.
Money! Come on to me!
Okay, now that I'm getting to go. Okay. That's all true. Dang crap, I forgot what I was even about to say. That's all true, but a lot of the criticism also comes from people who have seen a fake, even staged healing on Christian television. It's disgusting. When I see a minister do that, my heart breaks for the people watching, because there are some people who've been taught no better than to assume that since that one miracle was fake, they all have to be. Well, that's not the case. The Bible warned us that there would be false signs and lying wonders, but that doesn't mean that the real, true God isn't really healing His children anymore.
The biggest takeaway is that these ministers don't define our doctrine. It stands solidly biblical despite the unorthodox teachings and actions and words of some of the larger ministers related to our beliefs. However, there are some hidden gems within the Word of Faith movement. Ministers like Kenneth Hagin, Keith Moore, Alan DiDio all represent our beliefs very well.
You know, I just hate all them daggum prosperity peoples with their genie theology and private jets. They just try to speak things into existence like God's some money printer.
Whoa, Patrick. I'm gonna stop you right there. That's called a strawman fallacy. A strawman is when somebody misrepresents your position just to make it easier to attack. To be fair, this is often due to a lack of explanation on our part. So when they quote a minister saying that we speak things into existence, they assume we mean that we're doing that like God does it. God's the only one who can create something out of nothing. He's the only one who could say, light be. All we're doing is saying what He said about us. So if He called us healed, then we should walk and talk through faith like we're healed.
Another common straw man is that we can control or manipulate God into giving us what we want. However, this isn't the case. We believe that God already wants to give us the things that we can believe for. Our faith doesn't force God into doing what He doesn't want to do. We believe that, much like with salvation, our faith gives us the ability to receive His promises. And eventually we'll make another video describing what exactly His promises are.
If we can get real for just a second, one of the most common reasons for the hate towards the Word of Faith movement is the emotional baggage and resistance towards it. I personally know many people who refuse to believe these things due to the loss of a loved one or due to many years of poverty that they believe was brought on by God testing them.
There have been ministers who have blamed people for their own troubles in life. This is just wrong. We need to speak in and with love. We just follow what the Bible says. And the Bible says that the prayer of faith will make the sick person whole. We don't need to fill in a gap. We don't need to blame. We just need to teach the Word. We just need to teach. Because faith comes by hearing. And how is somebody going to have faith for healing if they've never heard healing taught?
We understand how hard it can be to believe something whenever you've been told it's wrong and immoral your entire life. We also understand how hard it can be to believe something when it contradicts your current circumstances. But the Bible tells us to believe despite those circumstances, and that's what we're encouraging you to do here. We encourage you to believe, and we thank you for staying in tune and staying with us, staying open-minded as we briefly discuss the reasons why there's so much hate behind the Word of Faith movement. We hope that you can continue to stay in tune as we explore deeper into the promises of God and how to receive them. God bless you all. Remember to walk by faith and not by sight. Goodbye.